The sporocarp, also known as the fruiting body of fungi, is a multicellular structure on which spore-producing structures like basidia or asci are born. The fruiting body is a part of sexual phase of the life cycle of fungi, while the rest of the life cycle is characterized by the vegetative or mycelial growth and sexual spore production. The sporocarp of a basidiomycetes is known as a basidiocarp, while the fruiting body of the ascomycetes is known as ascocarp. The many and morphologies are found in both the basidiocarp and ascocarps. These features play an important role in the identification and the taxonomy of the fungi. In lower fungi like Plasmodiophromycetes, Catidomycetes, Oomycetes, and Zygomycetes, asexual spores are usually enclosed in simple sacs called sporangia. Whereas in higher fungi like Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes, complex aggregates of spore-bearing hyphae are formed and are supporting protective tissues surround it. And these complex structures are called as spore fruits or the fruitifications. Fruiting bodies or the sporocarps in fungi are termed Epigeous or Hypogeous. If they grow on the ground, they are referred to as Epigeous, while those that grow underground are Hypogeous. In Epigeous sporocarp, they have mycelia that extend underground far beyond the mother sporocarp. Hypogeous fungi are usually called truffles or false truffles. Asexual fruitifications includes Synnema, Sporodochium, Pycnidium, Aecirolus, whereas sexual fruitifications include Pycnium, Aecium, and Ascocarps. The Ascocarps includes three types of fruiting bodies, that is Cleistothecium, Perithecium, and Apothecium. Conidiomata. In some fungi, several to many conidiophores can orchestrate their activities to produce coordinated tissue that form asexual fruiting bodies, and they are called as conidiomata or conidioma. Whereas in case of Synnema, this is a cluster of conidiophores that adhere to each other along some of their length, forming an elongated stem or bristle-like structure. Sporodochium, it is a tightly clustered collection of conidiophores, shorter than those composing Synnema and arising from a central cushion-shaped stroma made up of tightly woven hyphae, that is a pseudoparenchymatous tissue, and is called as Sporodochium. Example, Deuteromycetes. In Acervulus is a distinct mass of conidiophores that develop just beneath the surface of a host plant and burst through as the spores mature, pushing aside flaps of the host tissue as they emerge, as you can see in this diagram. The name is derived from the Latin. The Acervulus means heap and is produced by the species of plant pathogen Cleistothecium. A pycnidium is a highly organized structure, basically a chamber lined with conidiophores constructed from a distinct wall layer of pseudoparenchymatous tissue. They may be disc-shaped, globose, flask-like, or cup-shaped, and can be entirely closed or open to the air through a hole or ostiole. The sexual fruiting bodies, Pycnidium or Spermogonium. It is a fruiting body produced from the primary uninucleate mycelium growing in the tissues of the host. They may be determinate or indeterminate in growth and may form a subcuticular, subepidermal or subcortical fashion.
Pycnia may be flask-shaped, conical, flask and swallowing. The flask-shaped type is more typical. The mouth of the flask, that is the ostiole, is lined with a bunch of unbranched tapering pointed orange colored hairs called periphysis.
Aecium. Aecium is also formed during the sexual cycle. It is a shallow or deep cup-shaped structure produced in leaf and located in the lower portion and break through the lower epidermis. It is a group of typically dikaryotic hyphal cells within the parasitized that host that give rise to chains of dikaryotic Aeciospores. The larger Aeciospores are alternated with small sterile intercalary cells called disjunctor. Ascocarps. It is a fruiting body that contains Aeci and Aeciospores. Ascomycetes fungi with few exceptions produce ascospores. They are in various forms like spherical, flask-shaped, cup and saucer shaped, and pod shaped. They may be closed in some or provided with a narrow or wide opening. The ascocarps may be formed singly or in groups. They may be superficial or deeply embedded in the substratum. The substratum may be composed entirely of the host tissue, or it may be a hyphal stroma or in which the ascospore form. Cleistothecium. Cleistothecium or a Cleistocarp is a closed ascocarp and has no ostiole. It is deep brown to black in color, spherical, and often provided with the appendages on its body, which serve as the organs of anchorage and help in dissemination. They may contain one to several asci. In Sperotheca and Podospira, which contain single ascus, whereas in Eryciphae and Unicula, which contain several asci. The Cleistothecia crack open at maturity by swelling of the contents. Perithecium. It is a flask-shaped ascocarp with wall of its own. Closed ascocarp, but at maturity it is provided with a ostiole through which the ascospores escape. The asci are arranged in a regular manner and are lined the inside wall. The asci are intermingled with sterile filaments called paraphyses, which help the asci in nutrition and dispersal. The paraphyses, which are rigid and appear in the ostiole, are called as periphyses. The perithecia may be born singly or in groups. Apothecium. It is an open ascocarp. It has broad opening and is either cup-shaped or saucer-shaped with asci arranged in a palisade layer within. It is usually fleshy or leathery in nature. It is made up of club-shaped or cylindrical asci, usually with many or few paraphyses among them. For example, lichens, Pezaiza, etc.